Last week's MMA is something I have to talk about because it was quite interesting. And I'm talking about Bellator now. Bellator 204. And the fight I'm talking about is James Gallagher versus Ricky Bandejas. I think that's how you say his name. Bandejas. He must have some sort of Mexican descent or something. I don't want to judge him, but that it wasn't hilarious. That was just, that's one of those moments that happens in combat sports that's the reason why everybody buys the ticket for when there's this big loudmouth guy and he just gets put unconscious. I mean, Gallagher had this, he had that look, when someone is just completely out of it and they just spaced away and I wonder what dimension they just traveled to. And Ricky was just smashing him. And look, I get it. He trains with Connor. He's a young Irishman. He's 21 years old. He wants it. He's now seen what's possible, and he knows how to get everybody interested, because obviously this is why I'm even talking about it. This is why everybody was talking about James Gallagher, even people in the UFC and stuff, because there's a way to get attention. There's a way to sell tickets, even if it's slightly trolling. There's a way to get around these things, and he's doing the right thing. You can only give someone respect. He's getting the bigger paycheck and whatever. And not just that, because when a guy like him loses as viciously as he did lose to Ricky, now you see all the talk he was doing actually boosts Ricky's career now, because now everybody goes, oh, whoa, this guy's, he's good, he beat Gallagher. But actually, Gallagher was more hype. He is good, obviously, but, if he was really that good, he wouldn't lose so viciously in that type of fashion. You more would see something like that in the UFC, where he starts going against stronger competition. But, even at the weigh-ins, he does the whole Connor thing, even the way he walks, that swag. If you watch it very carefully, you can see a lot of Connor from James. And this is the thing, when I was fighting, I was doing the same thing. I was embodying that whole spirit of Connor, the notorious, walking around, putting out that energy, because that's what Connor talks about, putting out that energy and attracting what you want, like The Secret and all that stuff. So when you're in it and a guy who's at the top of the game says that's how he does it, you go do it as well. So, I know where James Gallagher is coming from. I can understand why he did what he did, or does what he does. And then in the weigh-ins, he's there and he's jockeys like Connor, and he's got the beats on, and he's just getting in his face. You're absolutely... word for word, Connor this, Connor that. And then even when they came in the cage, he walked straight up to him and he had his hands up and he's screaming at him, and they had to separate them. But what I did notice was that Ricky, he wasn't fazed. The moment was there. He could see, look, if James is I think he was 7-0 before that fight. Obviously, Ricky knows that other guys have crumbled under this, and maybe some guys have even not taken this energy he pushes out seriously, and then he actually whips them. So you could see he was in that sort of a limbo place where he wasn't, he was just I'm gonna fight this guy. Come with all this stuff, but I'm gonna fight you. I see what you can do. I know what you can do. I see the energy you're giving out is also thick, I always talk about energy and frequency, because a lot of that is going on during fights. But he gets in his face. They have to separate them. Shout out Mike Goldberg. Miss hearing his voice in the UFC. And that actually made the fight a lot better, because it was kind of that nostalgia of the old UFCs. The fight starts. Gallagher's landing leg kicks, and you can see he's ready to go. And Ricky starts, personally, if I was James Gallagher, I would have gone for the calf kick. He kept going by the knee. But Ricky's a tall guy, so like kick him on the ankle. We've seen it happen so many times. Michael Chandler, Jamie Varner. There's so many people who've been kicked, and then all of a sudden the ankle stops working, the nerves are damaged, and when they try step, they literally roll over the ankle. But anyways, he was kicking too high, and because he was kicking high, and I think maybe Ricky them knew he was going to kick the leg, so because right off the bat he was almost immediately trying to grab the leg. But then there was one point where he grabbed the leg, and then he landed a right counter. And then, but really after the first minute or so, James, he came up with, his energy was high, say a level 8. After the first minute, he dropped to a 6, and I was thinking, what's going on here? It's almost as if he's just recognized, whoa, this guy is waiting to land something on me. I kind of have to relax. And then what Ricky started doing was, he was throwing the 1-2s the whole time. But he would switch up the jab to one of those slapping hooks. So he would slap to open the guard, then throw the right through. And what really, you see when, I think it was yes, he caught his leg, he hit him, and he fell down. But there was a few times when he hit him, and then, James did the whole Connor thing, you didn't get me, and he kept walking him down. What happened was, he got caught with something, and then he shot for the takedown. Just to, obviously it's a good game plan, mix it up, show him you're not just on the feet. But I think he started recognizing the reach is there, everything is there, so I have to kind of mix it up. Shoots in for the takedown, nice clean double, both legs down. But it was, people say, I heard John McCarthy was saying that he got up easily, or he did well to get up, but I think James just shot in because to show him, hey, I can take you down as well. But he wasn't really trying to play that wrestling game, because when he took him down, he kind of just let him stand up, and he tried to throw that knee and went into his elbows. And after that, Gallagher looked way different. It was almost like, it's not like he was tired, but it's just like he had exerted too much energy throughout the whole thing, from the weigh-ins to even getting in the cage before the fight. When they called his name, I'm back, Ireland. He was going crazy. And, so from that moment, I saw a huge drop in energy. Not tired, just the frequency fell to now about a 4. And then, you see what happened was, then Ricky kicked him on the leg. And watch it again. When you watch that fight again, he kicks him on the leg, boom, smashes him in the thigh, and he there's a small nod of, ooh, that hurt me. And he recognized it. He wasn't doing that whole, oh, you didn't get me. You see there's a change, because it was a hard leg kick. And then right after that, his leg was sore, so his focus was down there. Ricky comes in, that slap with the left, and then the right, and that dropped him. And then from there, I was honestly surprised at. I think he was badly hit from the leg kick, and then that when he got dropped, with the shot at the chin, and now you're looking at both levels. Your leg is jacked, you rocked, your energy is low, and this guy seems like he's now finding his range. He's picking you apart. And then that side kick to the face. Oh my goodness. And you know why it landed so cleanly? Because the leg was sore. James's leg was jacked. So you see when he does the side kick, he does that it's like a scooping one. He goes up, he drops a little bit down, and then he scoops up to the top. and boom, right in his chin, he rocks, he hits the cage, and then he kind of just, at that point, I think he just he took the beating, and he realized, I'm not winning this fight at all, because he got, like I said, he was lying like this, his eyes were wide open, he was completely hurt. But what I did recognize about James is, whenever the strikes comes in, he puts his hands out. Watch again, whenever he was throwing that 1-2 combination, James, his hands didn't come to protect him, protect his head. He puts his arms out almost to catch the strikes. And then 1-2, he got dropped. And even with the side kick, he puts his arms out again, leaving his chin exposed, and he got put out. So, very interesting fight. I just had to talk about that. I watched it 4 or 5 times. It was crazy. Super crazy.